Namaste, angels. This is the bi-weekly reading for the fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries for the period of what is now today, January 14th, seeing as it is exactly 12:12 a.m., so it is now the 14th. It will go through the 26th, meaning God willing, I will be back on Monday the 27th with a new one. I had every intention of having this one for you posted on Monday, which was yesterday, obviously. Some of you know from watching my other videos and maybe even in my voice right now that I've been experiencing some ascension symptoms, primarily my sinuses and things. And so I had that going on. That was for one thing. And I had a bunch of videos to do. And then also I've been doing a lot of energy healing. And some of you are my friends on Facebook. So, I got the friends page and I got the fan page, well, what they used to call a fan page. I don't know what they call it now, the one that you like. But I really don't do much on there, to be honest with you. But on my friends page, I'm pretty active in communicating with those people who have elected to become my friends, right? So after being really shitty at it for like a year, I have begun to post some of the testimonials of the energy healing and stuff that I do. And so some of you guys have seen that I've been doing some pretty intensive energy healing. I recently posted a family of clients of mine in India were on the verge of losing their home. And the way that it came about for me to be helping them with this was the general reading, not this week, but last week. I talked about how that could be happening to somebody. I had seen it in the cards. And I said, if you hire the right people and take care of it now, because it's time sensitive, everything's going to be fine. Well, when the client saw that and said, emailed me and said, oh my God, that's happening to my family. We're in the verge of losing our home. We didn't know what was going on with the landlord. They lease a space of a couple floors or something. And, the lawyer quit and up and skipped town with our paperwork and stuff. And we haven't been able to get it back. We did this custom healing for them. A little more than the typical, $111 that I charge for Divine Light Cleanse, but well worth it to them because everything turned around. The lawyer returned their papers. They've been able to proceed. Judge working with them, and looks like all is well. So, I say all that to say those kinds of things, while I am quite pleased to be able to do them, drain me. So between doing all the energy healing and having a cold, basically, today I just all of a sudden I felt very, very drained and tired, almost out of nowhere. And I kind of been on a binge, like a meth addict for the past few days. I haven't been sleeping. I mean, I never sleep much at all, but I really haven't been sleeping much at all. I feel like I've just been up for, days and days straight, 7 to 2 hours. And I think it all came in today and I needed at least a nap. So that is why I'm late. Sorry it took me so long to explain it. Let's get on with the reading, just because I did it for the other signs. Although I don't think there's anything going on specifically with the fire signs this week, I do want to mention some of the other things that are going to be happening in the celestial system during this period. And of course, I go into detail about each of these things in the general reading. So if you want more information, you can check it out there. So yesterday, January 13th at 1:39 p.m., Venus entered Pisces. So Venus, the ruler of Libra, Taurus, and Gemini, entered Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune at 0 degrees. January 16th at 1:31 p.m., Mercury, Gemini's other ruler, also the ruler of the sign of Virgo, entered Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, which went direct in Taurus last week. January 17th at 7:58 a.m., the third quarter moon occurs at 26 degrees Libra. January 18th at 5:31 a.m., Pallas, which is a large asteroid similar to Chiron, enters Capricorn, also at 0 degrees. January 20th at 9:55 a.m., the sun enters Aquarius, 0 degrees. A lot of this is at 0 degrees, as you can hear and see. January 24th at 4:42 p.m., the new moon in Aquarius occurs at 4 degrees. So that's the last one. Again, the reading goes through the 26th. On that note, let's get to it. So when I did the earth signs, I did them each individually, right? Capricorn, then I did Virgo, then I did Taurus. Doing the fire signs all together, one reading for all three fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. But when I did those earth signs, a couple of them, one or two of them, it may have been Taurus and Virgo, because a couple of them I said, some of you are dealing with a fire sign, or maybe you got a lot of fire in your own chart or something like that. And it just really was coming through very heavy. And the Virgo reading, I ended up even calling it something about like you have fire in your belly, because there's so much fire coming through in their reading. Now, here's what's interesting. So each of the earth signs had the Magician come up. The sign of Taurus in particular, the Magician was in this deck, like it is for you. Same way it's here as the overall energy. For you, it was the overall energy for the sign of Taurus. It's called Manifest in this deck, which is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland, card number 1. Underneath it is the third eye chakra. So I will read both of these. Also underneath it, Believe and Succeed. It's like a 6 of Swords kind of card. You see this, the boat, which is traditional to many decks with regard to the 6 of Swords, about moving on. But this card with the purple border isn't actually swords, but I'm just feeling very much 6 of Swords coming from this card, especially I guess with the boat there. And you see it like going toward the light, so you know it's moving towards something good. That like the difficult times are behind us with this card. So you guys may have been experiencing some challenges, and that would be suggested by the 10 of Wands, again, the element of fire showing up in your reading, your element. That would be demonstrated here by this 10 of Wands, the way the guy is like sort of, he's headed home, but you can tell that they're heavy, like he's feeling burdened by them. So these would mark the challenges that you guys have been going through. And then this card shows up to suggest not to worry, they are over. And actually you have underneath that 10 of Wands, Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot, which is also about moving on. The two of these can each or both be about travel as well as transportation, modes of transportation. If they are not, about literal moving or traveling, then it can be metaphoric moving on. Some of you may actually be getting new homes or deciding to cohabitate with a partner or to move in with a roommate or something. You have something going on in terms of an actual move. Or maybe you're visiting someone and perhaps even over water. There could be new cars and stuff. January is like a huge month to buy cars and things, because you can get like the one from the last year, like the 2019s would be a real steal right now. So those kind of scenarios coming up with these. The Chariot is also a major card of victory. So underneath the, a challenge, a card that's about challenge, like the 10 of Wands, this is saying, overcoming whatever that challenge was and, bouncing back. This is also upright. This is card number 10. It is called Flow here. And I don't remember what card this card is to mimic. So we will see in a moment. I'll read this one too, because I've been reading the ones with the black borders. It had been forever since I used this deck, probably years. And I just recently took it out probably about 2 weeks ago. And I've been trying to use it in my readings and, for added fun and messages. I've been reading the ones with the black borders because they're sort of like major arcana, this deck's version of major arcana. And, there's with a twist, because they're all love focused, heart focused. It's the psychic tarot for the heart specifically. So I've been enjoying reading those for you guys. Here also have your energy, the animal tarot, overall energy of the Queen of Spring, who is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. So obviously that is your element, that is your energy, or should I say ours? I myself am actually a Leo rising. Talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. This card is talking about our confidence and our ability to, meet any challenge or, opportunity that comes our way. Like we are that person that can handle it all. This card, in traditional speaking, as the queen, would most directly represent the sign of Leo, because in the tarot, the queen tends to be the fixed sign of a given element, and the fixed sign of the element of fire is Leo. Only putting that out there because if anything comes up, you are a Leo or you're dealing with a Leo, some things, messages can be more specific to you, resonate more. Just going to get the book out. This is the box. If anybody's interested in this tarot, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. Book's in here. So I'm just going to turn to the page and read about manifest for you guys. Keywords: act, create, focus, magic, clarity, intent. This is a time of great power for you. The manifest card is here to tell you anything is possible. You have all the tools at your disposal to create whatever you desire. You have a variety of tools that can be put to good use. The ability to love unconditionally, to support, to cherish, to listen, to understand, to forgive, to be kind, to be joyful, and even to be silly. All of these are useful tools in managing affairs of the heart. Take some time to determine what your best tools are so that you can use them to work your own unique brand of magic around your relationships. Before using these tools to manifest your desires, take some time to be clear on exactly what you want. A magician is always focused on his or her intent before working magic. You can have the ability to manifest what you desire now, so take a moment so that there's total clarity. What do you truly need and want? Is it in your highest good? Is it in the highest good of the other person? Will it harm anyone? Magic and manifestation are powerful. When you come from a place of love, you will generate love. Be clear, be honest in your intent, and take action to manifest your heart's desire. You have what it takes to achieve this. Affirmation for those who are interested in saying maybe a mantra, doing some mirror work or something. I use my power to manifest deliberately and with clear intent. The traditional archetype of this card is the magician. Next up, it is a card number 6, which is very air sign ish. In fact, if, the month of June falls is 6, and it is Gemini. The third eye chakra, the crown chakra, and the throat chakra are all connected to the air signs. So maybe an air sign is significant too. This is giving me a feel of air too, even though it's a boat. And even though I know the purple bordered cards are not the air sign cards. And you got these 2 6s here. 6s are about love. They're about balance, justice, fairness, equity, equality. Third eye chakra. Color, indigo. Sound, om, like O-M. Element, light, again, as in like air. Gland, pituitary. And keywords, I see. The third eye chakra is the most often talked about of all the chakras. Clairvoyance, inner seeing, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness are all associated with this energy center. Found between your eyebrows and just above the bridge of your nose, it works closely with the throat chakra and the crown chakra. Those are the other 2 I mentioned that I said are connected to the air signs. They will assist you in your psychic and intuitive inner guidance. To enhance this chakra, work on strengthening your intuitive abilities. Close your eyes and visualize a circle, a square, and then any image. Practice seeing with your mind's eye. Imagine the sound of a train, a car horn, or a telephone. Practice hearing with your inner ear. Energizing this chakra helps you to intuitively know what others are thinking, feeling, and saying. This insight goes a long way toward building better and stronger bonds. Flow. Oh, I know what this is. The Wheel of Fortune. That's what Major Arcana card 10 is. I wasn't thinking like in terms of it represents Major Arcana card 10. And I'm like, flow, what could that be? Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, let's turn to it. Here we go. Attract, expect, release, serendipity, cycles, and expansion are keywords associated with this card. The energies around you at this time are positive and driving you forward. Let yourself flow with these energies and put them to good use. This is an opportune time to attract your heart's desires. Do you want more love, peace, or greater understanding? Is your heart calling out for new relationships? Does a current relationship need improvement? Focus on your desires and allow them to manifest by expecting them to. At this time, release yourself to the flow. Events greater than you can ever imagine may be heading your way. Project your desires, but also be open to new possibilities. Good fortune and joyful synchronicities come with the flow card. Open your heart and arms wide and embrace what comes to you. Nothing is static. Life flows in cycles, expanding and contracting, changing and growing. You may be entering a new cycle regarding matters of the heart. Welcome this new cycle. When a stone is tossed into a pond, the ripples flow with the water as they expand and grow. You're in an exciting period of forward movement and expansion, heading into the unknown. This forward movement may guide you into new relationships or out of old ones. In either case, know that the change is for your highest good. The energy of expansion will help you to grow into your new situation gracefully, safely, and comfortably. Affirmation: I move forward with grace and ease. And yes, the traditional tarot archetype card is the Wheel of Fortune. So all of these cards are about positive movement forward. As it indicated there, even if something is ending, something that you felt connected to, a relationship, a situation, a job, whatever, it is because you're moving towards something even better. They were talking about expansion. The Wheel of Fortune does represent the planet of growth and expansion and karma and luck. That is Jupiter, the ruler of the sign of Sagittarius. So a Sagittarius in this reading, of course, this reading is for you, may be particularly significant. The same way I suggested some messages may be more impactful or resonating for Leo. Okay, your other cards. So this is interesting, I thought. The sign of Virgo, because that's what I was talking about in the beginning, that you guys have a lot of the same cards as the Earth signs did. Sign of Virgo also had the Page of Cups in reverse as their overall energy here for the Rider-Waite deck. The Page of Cups in reverse just tells us to dare to dream, really. It means go after what you want. And some of you may have been frightened, about doing that more recently, because you have so many changes going on in your life. And sometimes change can be scary and we're like, what's ahead? I don't know. Maybe we lacked confidence prior, but not this period. This period is one of strength, right? We're here represented by the Queen of Spring. She is the ultimate in confidence and knowing that, she has what it takes to handle her business and do whatever she wants and make things happen. So the Page of Cups supports that and says, yes, go for it. Dare to dream, come up with ideas. And then, let's try to put some into action. It's sort of like, it's sort of like we've just been thinking, we've just been imagining ourselves doing things. And now these cards show up to tell us that we can actually do them, or it's time that we actually do them. And it's going to be things about which we're extremely passionate, right? That's the fire signs, or the element of fire is representative not only of movement. So again, connected to these cards, somebody definitely could be physically moving. If you're not physically moving, you're metaphorically moving. But the wands are not only about movement, they're also about passion. And so when these cards show up, particularly the court cards, they can represent actual people. Because this reading is a fire sign reading, you can be the actual person. But you may be dealing with another fire sign. Maybe they are who it represents. It could be representative of Jupiter himself, right? Coming in with this energy of growth and expansion. Could be representative of Mars. So these are other things that I want you to look at. It's going to be growth expansion, movement forward. Nothing here is negative. So let's just put that in our heads first. Anybody that's been like worried and not knowing like how they're going to move forward, or afraid if they should because, you know, they don't know what's beyond, shake all of that off right now, and we're going to get into the rest of these cards. So in terms of love, and the Page of Cups, your overall energy, the one that you guys share, there could be somebody or something, a type of love, a type of relationship, particular dynamic that, you know, we just had our heart set on it, our mind set on it, and this person or this experience, this relationship is not available. It is completely unavailable. Somebody could be emotionally unavailable to us. They may be physically unavailable to us. Maybe that's where the movement comes in. We need to travel, or we're separated. You know, there's some sort of distance between us. Or maybe they're unavailable because they're taken or something. You know, they're attached somehow. We got to pay attention. We just heard that we're going to be seeing all kinds of synchronicities and signs, and it's for our highest good. It's to move us forward into something positive. We got to pay attention to what those signs and synchronicities are. And again, try to get in tune with our intuition. So work on strengthening your third eye chakra, and perhaps your crown chakra and your throat chakra too, if you're feeling those weakened, so we can get the most out of our intuitive abilities. And pay attention to them, allow them to guide us toward, you know, am I moving forward toward this thing on which I had myself focus, or am I moving forward away from it because it, you know, it does not align with my soul's purpose? And we may even want to set like a deadline for ourselves, although this is kind of 3D, so we got to be careful with it. You don't want to go too obsessive. But we could set like a target for ourselves of how long we intend to maybe physically wait or remain stagnant without this person or experience or relationship or whatever. Like, give it a certain amount of time. If this person isn't moving toward me the way I'm moving toward them by XYZ time, you know, then I'm going to free myself of this restrictive energy, and I'm going to allow myself to have other experiences, right? That's what we have to be open to doing. All right, so that's the Page of Cups. So this is the card that is most representing you over this next 2 weeks. It is the 10 of Cups, another really awesome card, upright, no less. And the 10 of Cups means we're happy, or we over this next period of the 2 weeks, if we're not experiencing this energy of happy, we will, you know, yet we will be. This is whether you're single, coupled, separation, distance. You can be happy all by yourself, but the 10 of Cups often signifies that maybe you're surrounded by friends, family, love, even if just one more person, just feeling love, just feeling joy. If you are worried about a romantic relationship, but this card shows up, you know, it means you have nothing to worry about. So all that stuff that I was just talking about before still applies. You still would not want to restrict yourself and hold yourself. Allow everything to be organic. Allow things to flow like the card that showed up, and shake off any worries, as I suggested in the beginning of the reading, because all of these cards here have you suggest that you guys are on your way. You're all set up for a really, really awesome 2 weeks. And I would say, you know, well beyond that too. You and your romantic interest, your partner, especially if you're coupled, like are on the same page when the 10 of Cups shows up. And we have the 10 of Cups crossing the Chariot, which is also like a major card, you know, like a super positive omen. Again, it's a card of victory. It's a card of forward movement. It's a card of, you know, positive, of being recognized, being rewarded, you know. So when you have the 10 of Cups crossing the Chariot with the 10 of Cups on its own, meaning that you're on the same page and you feel the same way about each other, even if there's been no formal commitment, you know, you shouldn't risk ruining everything with negative like thoughts that you're projecting into the universe. That is setting yourself up for sabotage and like what do they call that when you're at risk of manifesting negativity into your own life, like self-fulfilling prophecies. So yeah, this is telling you no worries. in terms of work, finances, every area, basically, the 10 of Cups is a positive card. We're not worried about anything right now. We have no reason to worry about anything right now. And we can enjoy ourselves doing other things because we're not focused on like the bills and all this kind of stuff. So enjoy this period when everything's doing better. Your health, if you've been concerned with your health matters and all that kind of stuff. As far as spirituality, others of you, like myself, are probably experiencing different forms of ascension because this is growth, this is expansion, this is, coming into a higher consciousness, right, with the energy of 10. So speaking of the energy of 10, we're just going to roll right into the surrounding energy for you guys or for us over the next 2 weeks. And again, that's the 10 of Wands. And this can indicate that we have been too hard on ourselves. Maybe we have been worried. We've been carrying some sort of burden and or feeling burdensome upon somebody else. If we're, connected to actual work, our workload may be too heavy. We may be working too many hours, too many days, too many jobs, and it's just not healthy. In terms of health, this card can mean like you're stressed out, high blood pressure, getting a big belly because you got releasing all kind of stress hormones and stuff. Not good. In terms of love, it means, there's imbalance probably. You're in a difficult place in terms of your relationship. And it may be that the other person is going through some sort of hard time that has nothing to do with you and nothing to do with your relationship with them. They may need support, and that support may be for you to leave them alone, for the time. So for those of you who are in separation, I'm going to say, especially if you're dealing with another fire sign, because this is the fire and this is the fire, and you're not, even if you're not in separation, if you're having some kind of challenge in, recently in your relationship where you otherwise had been doing good, it's very, very possible that they're going through something, and this card supports it. Again, it tells you not to worry about anything, even if something looks like there's need for you to worry because you're having challenges. Know that the challenges have nothing to do with you. In fact, it's very 3D to make it about you. It's very ego based, very egocentric to make someone else's issues about you, someone else's, inability to maybe move at your pace or your timeline, to make that about you is very egocentric. So you do want to watch out with that too. Something in the relationship, when you are able to come together, will need to be reviewed, talked about, discussed. And then the two of you, when you come together, there's a likelihood that you're going to learn that there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. I have no problem with you. I've been dealing with this. Oh, that makes me feel better because, I felt this way and you behaved that way. You weren't calling me. I wasn't seeing you. And so I felt, you hated me. Oh, no. You guys know the drill, the deal, and you'll be able to work it out. If you are single and maybe you've been stressed out, like, how come I can't find anybody? Everybody's happy except for me. What's going on? Know that your time is coming too. There's something on the horizon for you. And we do have it crossing the 3 of Wands. Although this is your placement of work and finance, the 3 of Wands is, again, your element first and foremost, right? It's the Wands, it's the fire. But it's a card that says we've been manifesting and we've been manifesting and we're almost there. We're moving forward, getting closer. Can you see it? Can you see it? If you can't see it on the horizon, can you see it in your mind's eye? Go with the flow very organically, because we're on our way. We're almost there. So soon somebody will be coming for you too. It just is going to likely require just a little more patience though. And the 3 of Wands in itself is an awesome omen as it relates to love. When it shows up, it means that you, how do I want to put this? Well, let me start with the fact that ironically, it means what I was saying, that if you're single and trying to mingle or in the market looking for love or hoping that love comes to you, it can mean you're working too much or you've been putting work as too much of a focus, and it's getting in the way of your romantic life. If you just met somebody You see how this guy's like a merchant? He looks like he is somebody of respect and high regard. He's literally waiting for his ships to come in. See the tiny little ships there? Because again, they're on the horizon. He's just about to manifest all that stuff. Know that you are held in high regard by the person that you just met. If, looks like this. But again, there may require some patience. Maybe they have work. Maybe you have work. And you guys eventually are going to work out how you guys can grow together and make it work between you. Especially in consideration of all those sixes that we saw over here for you guys a moment ago. Right? Between the believe and succeed. If you guys can believe what I'm saying right now and change your perspective to one that is positive and optimistic and hopeful and free flowing and willing to allow things to happen organically, you will be successful here. Use your intuition to support what you can't see with your other eyes. Again, and go with the flow. But the sixes mean love. The sixes mean balanced relationships. They mean equality and equity, right? Sharing, fairness, balance. For those who are coupled, because the Ten of Wands can also be about balance too. In particular, because the Three of Wands can mean this on its own, but I'm saying supported by the Ten of Wands, it can really mean for those who are coupled, if you are thinking that your relationship is imbalanced, and this is something you guys have already discussed and are perhaps not willing to work on anymore, it may genuinely be time to lay down that burden and, leave that relationship alone. But again, even in that case, it's for your highest good. It's so that you can be moved toward a relationship that will be more balanced and loving and supportive for you, because that's what you deserve. That's what we all deserve. For work and finance, which is the actual placement where this card is, the Three of Wands, very positive omen. Things are looking up financially. Your hard work with the Ten of Wands is paying off. It's being recognized, even if you haven't necessarily been able to tell. You have a lot to be proud of yourself about as it relates to your work and your performance. And you may not have realized it. You may not have seen the reward yet. You may not have, and maybe that's why you don't realize it, because you don't feel like you're being recognized or whatever. But your time is coming, and it's definitely on an uptick, as they say. Still, even though your finances are improving, or will improve during this period, or have recently begun to improve, don't get ahead of yourself financially by overextending yourself. You want to be careful, especially with it crossing this Ten of Wands. Try to put something away. Like they say, even if it's not much, you put in savings $10, a week out of your paycheck, or 1% of your paycheck, which is going to be varied for all of us, depending upon how much we earn. But if you put away 1% of your paycheck in a savings account, or in a shoebox, in a sock, put it away somewhere and save it for yourself, then that is supposed to, not only does it save the money for you, but it's like it's emotional. There's an emotional thing attached to it too, because it's like putting yourself first. Like, I'm paying myself first before I pay these bills and stuff. I'm paying me, and so it also helps to build us up emotionally too. It's very Queen of Wands. But this hard work, again, is already in the process of being rewarded. So it's not something like that's some way out in the future thing. It's in the process already. It's in the works. In terms of work specifically, as opposed to, finance per se, again, you have a lot to be proud of in terms of your work, your performance, whether you're a business owner or you work for someone else. You're doing a good job. People are recognizing and they're appreciating you. If you are looking for work, then this is an indication that soon you'll find it. Soon this hard search that you've been, doing, sending out resumes, maybe physically pounding the pavement, as they say. This could be you walking around, knocking on doors, filling out applications, looking for work. That is about to pay off. And so, a job is like around the corner for you. And it will probably be something about which you are, extremely, passionate, passionate. So not just work, not just a financial opportunity, but something that you get enjoyment and fulfillment out of too, right? Because it's something that you're passionate about. And we have another Chariot here. And so again, card of victory. This is you achieving. This is you being rewarded. This is you being, getting what you deserve in a good way. And underneath that is the Ace of Summer or Cups, which is always a new beginning that is emotionally fulfilling. So we have all of that to look forward to. And let's let that take us to love and the other Chariot that we've been looking at. So it's possible that you're wanting to go like, what's the name of that movie? The Fast and Furious. You wanted to go, too far, too fast. And again, maybe you're trying to push somebody else, or maybe you're not understanding why your partner is not on the same timeline as you, why they don't seem to be giving as much, why you don't get that you're available and they're unavailable. Well, if they wanted to be available, they could be. Yeah, we like to say that. Again, that's kind of 3D too, because that's not always the case. Again, we often learn after the fact through what one was going, and then we're like, oh, I feel like an asshole now because I presumed. They say when you presume, you make an ass out of you and me. And it tends to be true. So one of us could be pressuring another, wanting to go super fast, super furious. It's best to communicate, what you're capable of, what you're not capable of, set some boundaries, be honest about your situation, your preferences, your dreams. Right? What dreams you have together? What can you make come true together? If you are, if you're not interested in a relationship, because the Chariot can be about that too. Like, well, I'm not really trying to get all locked down right now. Then you've got to be honest about that too. Be, clear about that. I'm sort of riding solo, right? This is me riding. I'm in the driver's seat all by myself. And I like to keep it that way. That's fine. Communicate that and make sure that the other person is on the same page as you. Other than that, it's again about forward moving. For some of us, there could be an indication that there's been a lot of stop and go too when the Chariot shows up. But that tends to be more so when it's in reverse. So I'm feeling this is forward movement, especially considering all the other cards you had about forward movement too. So let's see what other messages are here for you, either different ones or more supporting ones to those that we've already seen about how you guys really are on track. You are rolling. For the masculine, for the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. Oh, it's another one to read. It's another black boarded card. It is Major Arcana card 12, essentially. It's called Observe in this deck. It is the Hanged Man. Hanged Man, an air of suspension. Stop and go. So it's like we start and everything's going good, and then all of a sudden, goes dead, or I don't hear from them or whatever. That's the stop and go energy, potentially, for some of us. And this card number 9, Rest and Reconsider, which I believe is the 9 of Wands also in this deck. The purple border, I'm pretty sure, is the Wands. Oh, wait a minute. Was that other card purple border too? Now it just came to me. The purple border is the Wands. This is your energy. Well, then guess what the 6 of Wands is? This looks again like the 6 of Swords. So it's really like kind of fucking me up in the head. But the 6 of Wands is another card of victory. So 2 Chariots and a 6 of Wands. I mean, you guys are really, again, about to be awarded, rewarded, recognized, supported, all of that stuff. A bunch of words that rhyme. This is the 9 of Wands. It means, you may have felt down, but the universe wants you to know that you're not out. This is about persevering. Maybe we want to look at your situation and maybe, change some plans and go about some things differently and consider a new perspective, observe, and maybe, change your perspective, change your outlook. But it's not over for you, and you will succeed. You will win. This is a card of perseverance, but you may want to take a break, rest during this intermission, this air of suspension, right? This time is at a pause. Rest and reconsider your movements. Wands are about movement. How am I going to move? What's my next move here? From the Animal Tarot to the masculine. The King of Winter. Intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert that you can find. So the King of Winter is somebody who is very good at using his throat chakra and saying what he means and meaning what he says. That's what you guys are guided to do. For me, he can also be like a professional that we need to help us. This can be the hiring agent for those of you who need a job, who are looking for a job. This can be the boss where you're currently employed, or the person that can help to facilitate your growth. He may be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Some of you, like myself, this is your energy, right? You have, air and fire in your chart. I'm a Gemini sun and an Aquarius moon, but I'm a Leo rising. So this is, both of these would be me. Also for me, the King of Winter, because he's diplomatic, he too is about balance and equity. And he's often somebody that's like a judge or a lawyer, and he could be potentially an actual person in your life because it is a court card. Some of you may have a legal situation or some other situation where you need a professional, an accountant, a realtor, something like that. Maybe you're moving, and that may be who the King of Winter is. For the feminine, another wonderful card of our energy. Major Arcana card 19, the Sun. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition that you so richly deserve, just like I told you. It's already in the works. The award, the reward that you are due, it's already in the works. It's already coming. Major Arcana card 19, the Sun, represents the sign of Sagittarius. So we've seen a few instances of Sagittarius come up here today. A bunch of these messages may resonate with them specifically. But this is for everybody. This can also be about truth coming out. Again, the King of Winter says what he means what he says. So you could be hearing from a masculine or maybe specifically a male with regard to getting some clarity from him, from them. Earth's star in the sky, the sun, the actual sun, rules the sign of Leo. So, no slight against any Aries out there who are watching. This is your reading too, but just Sagittarius and Leo have come through the strongest in terms of the cards. But, of course, this energy and this reading is for all of you, and it's a super positive one. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed it and found it helpful. I do want to close by reading this last card for you. I got to grab the book again. It is, again, card number 12, and it is called Observe. And it is the Hanged Man. Here we go. Keywords: release, surrender, reconsider. We have another card that says reconsider. This one. Patience. And cycles and perspective. A new understanding around matters of the heart is waiting to be revealed to you. Be still and observant. Now's not the time to take action. Instead, take a step back and wait. Reflect upon the relationship or issue. What is really happening? Release the need or desire to direct the relationship. Exactly. That's the 3D part that I was talking about. The part that, it's like gets into the ego area. Instead, simply go with the course of events. Flow. When you surrender to the experience, you'll learn a great deal and ultimately get what you truly need. Sometimes it's in the releasing that we discover what we need, as opposed to what we think we need. Trust the process, have faith in the journey, and let go of the outcome. Although forward progress may appear to be slow, now is the time for patience. Yes. Like I said, it's on the horizon, it's on its way, but you may have to be a little bit patient. Now is the time for patience. All things come in the appropriate time and cycle. Progress in improving a current relationship or finding a new relationship will happen when the time and energies are right. When you're open and receptive to the needed change, it will happen. During the process of simply observing, you can also gain a new perspective on your situation. How might you look and think differently about it? Look at your relationship through the eyes of an impartial stranger. What insights might that stranger offer? Listen to the observations with an open mind and heart. By taking a fresh look, you'll bring in energies of awareness and transformation. Affirmation: I now take a step back and observe my situation in a new light. The traditional tarot archetype of this card is the Hangman. Thank you again for watching. If you liked the video and or found it helpful, please actually like the video, like meaning give it a thumbs up. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please consider also subscribing by hitting both the subscribe and the bell button in hopes to receive notifications of the next time that I put up a video. Namaste.